can Chatgpt make a good Motogp 24 setup? Let's find out. So we've just put in a bit of a base setup, so straight away we've got the right brakes in it, put in the right tyres as well. Very critical you have the right tyres. Obviously on this game, pretty much soft is the only tyres you need to run. Anything else seems a bit kind of bugged. If anything, the softs are bugged, but you can't really use the harder compounds. So that's just a common denominator. We have that in. It's going to be on every setup. We're not going to change the front brake or the tyres. And yeah, from here on out, it's going to be in the hands of the gods and the AI gods at that. Not to mention also, I'm going to do my own ECU settings just because I know for a fact ChatGPT is not going to be able to get my ECU settings where I want it. So again, I'll just kind of get the bike somewhat set up so I can actually realistically see if this is going to make a difference or not, and we'll go from there. So straight away, of course, I know this track like the back of my hand, and it's the perfect track to try and set up a bike because it has a bit of everything. It's not an easy track to learn, it's not an easy track to do a clean lap at, and it's nice long, has pretty much everything you want in a Motogp bike. There's a reason why the real life testing goes here. Now, of course, I do 3 laps here. First lap is just to kind of get my eye in, just kind of feel for the track again, just feel on my braking markers. The second lap, just start to push the boundary, just pinch a yard or two on the brakes ever and just kind of cut a bit of time. And then the third lap, pretty much the same, just again, just flirting with limits and just starting to feel what the bike is doing underneath me. And immediately, by the end of pretty much sector 1, lap 1, I already know a couple of issues I have with the bike and things I'd like to be changed. So straight away, I'm already kind of sucking up the data and just thinking, what can I tell ChatGPT that they can give me a good setup and give it back to me? So straight away, I was just looking to see could I figure out a few bits even before we even got into ChatGPT. And when we got back then, I had some good information, good things I could ask it and see if I could give my information across really precise so I can actually get good feedback from the AI bot. So 56.1, we've done 3-4 laps really. We crashed on our other lap 3. We were going to go probably a low 56 as well. So that's kind of our benchmark. I don't really know if that's fast or not. That's not really the aim of the game, is to go fast. Let's just see if I can go quicker when I get some AI set up. So yeah, I'm going to report back to ChatGPT and see what AI tells me to do to my motorbike. So straight away I ask it, I need help with my Motogp bike setup, and straight away it comes back, asks me what exactly I need. So I say straight out, I need some suspension. And boy oh boy, it gives me a great breakdown of a lot of things. Unfortunately, Motogp setup window is pretty base level, you could say, so a lot of it isn't very useful to me. But number 2 there, rear suspension, is brilliant. It gives me a couple of different things to kind of dial in what I'm looking for. Now I go a bit more in depth here by asking it while on throttle. I have understeer, how can I fix this? And once again, ChatGPT comes back with some beautiful questions and answers and little snippets for me. So straight away we go back into the setup window and we dial in exactly what we have been told by the AI bot, and straight away we go back out on track and see if it's any better, if it's any worse, and the results are pretty surprising, I must say. So far it's 1-0 to the AI. We have improved slightly. We're going to go again, as, not going to lie, the bike feels quite a bit different in fairness. It actually does. So another lap I think will be good for us. So big issue for me was it definitely made the bike overall quicker, but I just felt like I was slightly more on the edge, which for me was a bit of an issue. As you can see here, invalid lap. And as much as we were going quicker, we're entering the corners quicker, you can see here just the front goes and I just can't keep it on track. So again, another invalid lap. The bike is stopping now better, so we end up cutting this corner tight and then we're crashing. And again here, massively under, 4/10 under, so the potential is there. I just feel the bike is difficult and hard to ride at the moment. So straight out I know I need to go back into the pits, me and Frankie Carchetti, I mean ChatGPT, to figure out exactly what we need to do and try and figure out where exactly the setup was going wrong. So straight away I'm feeling my biggest issue is understeer while entering the corners for braking. So it gives me some good front suspension setup tips again, and once again we go back into the pit box, dial it in and go for another run. I definitely feel like the setup overall was quicker. Definitely just thought the issue was it's made it harder to ride. So one of the bigger issues I was having then was trying to get it into the corner. Probably noticed on a few of them laps there that was really chasing the bike on the entry, so hopefully that's fixed it. If I can get it a bit nicer to ride, I definitely think the lap time will fly down. No, fuck's sake. So 3.5 under there, so that was my first lap of that slight tweak. So it's definitely made some progress. I just need to feel like putting the lap together. Sepang obviously is one of those tracks. It's long, it's almost a 2-minute lap. It has a bit of everything, and it's quite easily, if you make one mistake at this corner, you can pay for it in the next 3-4 corners easily. So it's one of those tracks where trying to find lap time isn't always that easy. So after spending a couple of laps dialing in my riding with this setup, had a very clean lap here on lap 7. Unfortunately, my last sector was actually quite poor because it lets me down quite a bit, and I reckon if I ran this lap back once again and maybe improved basically the last sector, I would improve by a lot more time. But as you can see, the AI Chatgpt setup is definitely a lot faster. So it's just shy of 0.2 improvement, and to be honest, that's a pretty good improvement again. Now, I'm not too sure exactly where I'd want to go with this because I just feel like it's probably best now to go back to the base setup and see how much slower I am, because I've made some nice chunks there. So overall, with ChatGPT, I've probably gone about 4 times quicker. And again, like I said, Sepang, you never put a fastest lap in. That's 100% perfect that you nail every corner. But straight away though, I've noticed I've made the bike so much better. For example, up into this next corner, turn 4. On the base setup and the very first setup it gave me, I couldn't get the bike into it. And that second setting that I slightly changed with the front dampening, or the rebound, sorry, in the front, huge difference. And I can really consistently hit this corner now. In the mid sector, the bike is maybe slightly worse than it was. But again, as always, with a track like this and with setups, it's always a trade-off. But we're going to jump back now to the stock setting and see how much slower I am after all these laps. So, to my surprise, after thinking maybe my setup had made it slightly better in areas, is actually a very stark contrast going back to the base setting. It was just poor everywhere. The bike was very lazy on entry, couldn't get the bike into the apex, was struggling to put it down, and it was doing a lot of weird stuff on the curb. So everywhere the bike felt slow, awkward. You can see we're ending up on really weird curbs. So we are massively over half a true lap or 3/4 of a second off. So I was thinking kind of maybe 4.5 tenths was the margin that we had kind of gained. But as you can see there, 7.7 of a second is a lot of time to be losing in a lap. So it really shows over this kind of 1 minute 55 in my hands anyway, lap time. Really shows that the setup had made a massive improvement. And again, if I could kind of maybe perfect my 7th lap, which was my fastest with the setup, definitely think there's probably another 2 or 3 tenths in that whole lap, just because I felt it was so much better. And you can see here again, first sector 10.5, and first sector is not that big of a sector really, so really felt the base setting was just really awful going back to it. So it's definitely a massive W for ChatGPT. So again, middle of the lap, we're about 1/4 of a second off, and I really had a good first half of the lap there, really. So it's just shows the bike is clearly not working as well. We end up being about 0.8 slower on my first lap, and I thought maybe because it's the first lap, it could be a bit of rust on this setup, but it's just so much harder to ride. The bike is fighting me so much more. I can't extract more out of this, I feel, than I'm getting at the moment. And to be honest, in here, look, we've gained back a lot of time, so it shows that the other lap isn't perfect. I definitely think if I went back some more time on it, maybe small few clicks here and there with it, and a little more dialing in, I think I could get it much closer and faster, because at the moment it doesn't look like we're a million miles off, but this has been a pretty perfect lap, I feel, nearly so far. It's probably one of the best laps I've done, and I'm, well, 4 tenths, 3 tenths off at the moment. So after a couple of poor laps on the base setting, we've decided to go back and have a look at our lap times, and I must say it was pretty impressive how much we improved, and it really was night and day difference when we went from the ChatGPT setup back to the base setting. It was just such a different bike, it was such a different animal. It really made a huge difference. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, if you think it was a good progression to make kind of 0.7, 0.8 throughout the couple of laps I did. Again, if I spent longer at it, I could get it closer and closer to a perfect setup, and I'd probably find more time. And again, at a track like this, you always will find more time by just getting quicker and quicker. So thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comments, you think this was a success, or do you think it was something you can try yourselves? Again, I will link ChatGPT in the description and in the comments down below, so if you want to go try out something yourself, by all means give it a go and let me know how you get on. Also, if you have any ideas for any kind of special kind of one-off videos, some challenge videos, something similar to this, please let me know in a comment down below, and we'll definitely try and get some fun stuff done. We're kind of getting to the point now where we've done pretty much everything on this game, so we're just going to try and turn up the wick a bit and try to do some funky stuff with this game while it's still somewhat relevant. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I shall catch you in a future video in a not so distant future. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.